Welcome! It's Workout from Home number 28 here at the Four Bells Fitness Emporium. Today we start week number 2 of our hilariously titled Guts and Butts series. Today is an upper body focused day where we're taking a look at some pulling mechanics as well as looking at developing abdominal strength, which is one of the themes throughout our 6-week cycle. So we're going to start with our warm-up today. We're going to look at some shoulder dislocates, get the shoulders ready to move today. From there, we're going to come to some Hindu push-ups, great warm-up for the shoulders as well as a great mobility drill. And from there, we're going to get into the scorpion, which is a little look at hip mobility and spinal mobility at the same time. So shoulder dislocates we're going to do for 10, Hindu push-ups for 5, scorpions 5 per side. We're doing those for 3 rounds. So you don't need much for the warm-up today. You need something to do shoulder dislocates with, so that could be a PVC pipe, could be a band, could be a bit of rope, could be something, and the only other thing you need is a mat. Now the reason why I'm going to do my shoulder dislocates kneeling, just because it means I don't have to move very far. So I'm going to start kneeling down, hands out to the end of my band. Of course, this could be a broom handle, whatever it happens to be, and passing over, touching the band to the low back, and then returning to the front. So as always, contrary to the name dislocate, we are not trying to dislocate our shoulders, but I should be trying to work the hands in a little bit narrower to see if I can get a little bit more of a stretch through the pecs and the lats as we're doing those shoulder dislocates. From there, when we come to our Hindu push-ups, very straightforward today. It's not meant to be a very challenging or taxing Hindu push-up, we're just meant to warm up the shoulders. So I start with the hips back to the heels, arms extended out in front of me, and if you want to, you can either have the forearms down or the forearms off the mat, but the elbows should be pointing towards the knees. From here, nose scrapes the floor, I transition over the hands, push, excuse me, push up, look up to the ceiling, I dig the toes in, hips to the ceiling, trying to stretch out the back of the legs, trying to open the shoulders, knees down, bum back, hopefully I don't choke to death on this rep, that would be nice. Once I've done my 5 Hindu push-ups today, we're going to get into something called a scorpion. So in a scorpion, I'm just going to lay down in a letter T position. And the idea is, well, the intention at least, is I'm trying to get my opposite foot to touch my opposite hand. Unless you are like a former gymnast or incredibly flexible, the chances of that happening is very low. But I'm going to reach across with that foot, try and get as close as possible, return back to the mat, reach across, try and get as close as possible, and return to the mat. So if we can, we're trying to keep the chest and hips in contact as much as possible, but of course, we can expect a little bit of rotation. So, shoulder dislocates, 10 reps, Hindu push-ups for 5, scorpion for 5 per leg, alternating. We're going to do that for 3 rounds. For the strength piece for Workout from Home today, we have 2 things we are looking at. One is pulling strength, and within a hypertrophy or muscle building rep range with a fair amount of time under tension, as you can see by the mystical numbers of tempo, which we will talk about in a minute. And from there, we are looking at developing some abdominal strength in the form of hollow holds, as that, as we know, is our metric for testing in this 6-week block. So when we come into our strength piece, we are doing 5 sets. Each set is 3 minutes long, split into 2 90-second windows of time. So in my first 90 seconds, I'm not trying to do both, I'm just going to do ring rows or TRX rows for 10 reps at a 1-0-1-3 tempo. What does that mean? Well, if you know what tempo means, guys, it knows that we read the first 2 numbers as the eccentric phase, and then the second 2 numbers or letters as the concentric phase or lifting phase. Well, in a ring row, we are concentric first. We start with a straight arm, we pull ourselves up. But you know what? Let's talk about that and demo it in just a second. We'll talk about that in a second. 10 reps is the idea. From there, I'm going to come into my hollow hold in the next 90-second window, where in half of that 90 seconds, I'll be filling it up with 45 seconds of some kind of hollow hold. So, what did we test last week? Were you at level 1, 2, or 3? That is the level you should be working at today. So, ideally, we don't deviate from that level. We're trying to stay at the level we were testing. So, rather than me talking about it a bit, let's talk about it a lot. Let's talk about how to do ring rows at tempo today. So, as I alluded to at the board, tempo starts eccentric, then goes concentric. Really, what we're looking for today, if you're a visual learner, is when we set up for our ring rows today, as always, if you have your rings or TRX straps, should be where we like to call championship belt height, somewhere around the waist. From here, I'm going to set myself up, come back into that plank position, so body tight, bum tight, legs tight, abs tight. I'm going to have a neutral grip today, so thumbs up. As I pull up, it's going to be a 1 second pull, so I pull, then it's 1, 2, 3, and then 1 second down. We arm up, 1, 2, 3, and then 1 second down. The idea is that if I can, if I'm on rings, try and get my feet closer and closer and closer to where the rings hang. Same is true if I'm on a TRX, or if you're on a TRX with your feet already against the door frame, try and lengthen the straps to make it a bit more challenging. Of course, if you don't have rings, you don't have a TRX, this could be done with a barbell, or it could be done with dumbbells, where I bend over, pull those weights back, pause for 1, 2, 3, and then slowly return those weights back down. So again, use what is available to you, rings, TRX, bent over row, whatever it happens to be. When we come to hollow hold today, as I said, what level did we test at? Was it level 1? Was it level 2? Was it level 3? Either way, what I'm going to try and do is hold that position for 45 seconds, and I'm trying to repeat that across all 5 rounds, ideally without going down a level if possible. And that is a strength piece today. The conditioning piece for workout from home number 28. Very short, very sweet, very simple, but a few things we need to consider as always. We are going to do 5 rounds of the following. I'm going to do 30 seconds of push-ups, immediately into 30 seconds of sit-ups, and then from there I rest for 30 seconds. We then repeat that 4 more times for 5 rounds total. So when it comes to push-up scaling options today, of course, if I know that this conditioning piece is based a little bit on muscular endurance, then if I know that push-ups on the floor are very challenging for me, maybe I can do a handful of reps, then I don't really want to be thinking to myself, I want to be picking that as my scaling option. Don't let me stop you from doing a few challenging reps, but know that we've got a lot of push-ups to do in today's conditioning piece. So that may mean think ahead and think, do I have a box? Do I have the stairs? Do I have the bar and a rack? How can I scale my push-ups and raise myself up from the floor? So if you are doing that and scaling yourself, and then know that push-ups is coming next, you don't want to be doing push-ups on the stairs 200 meters away from where your mat is set up for your sit-ups. So make sure you are close to wherever you're going to be doing your workout and doing your scaling today. So in an ideal world, when we're doing our push-ups, I'm trying to work out how this could work for my lovely camera person, is I'm going to be doing my push-ups for 30 seconds, of course, keeping the elbows nice and close to the body, whether I'm on a stair, on a box, or whatever I'm doing. And then when the time to do sit-ups arises, all I need to do is just roll onto my mat, let me scoot around, and do sit-ups from there. So when it comes to sit-ups, as always, if you know you have an issue with keeping the feet on the floor, if the hip flexors and the low abs are an issue, feel free to tuck your feet under your sofa, squeeze a kettlebell, whatever you need to do with your feet. And if we can, we're going to try and do vampire style, where I sit up, bring the elbows to the knees, and then lay back down fully. So, 30 seconds of push-ups, remember to scale appropriately, 30 seconds of sit-ups, 30 seconds of rest. We're doing that for 5 total rounds, very short, very sweet, very spicy. Extra sauce, the cherry on top of our upper body ab base day. We are going to do a little bit of work on planking, so some final bits of work for the abs, and a little bit of shoulder stability work as well when it comes to side planking. So our extra sauce is very simple. I'm going to do 3 rounds, where for each exercise I'm doing 30 seconds of work followed by 15 seconds of rest. So I'm going to do a regular plank on the hands for 30 seconds, rest for 15 seconds. Then I'm going to pick an arm, whichever it is, left or right. I'm going to do that for 30 seconds in a side plank, rest for 15 seconds, do the other arm for 30 seconds, rest for another 15 seconds. That's 1 round. We're doing it 3 times. So for my plank on the hands, doesn't need to be anything fancy. All I'm going to do is have that push-up position, hands directly below the shoulders, nice tight plank position, and we're just going to hang out there for 30 seconds. Once my 30 seconds is up, I'm then going to come into my side plank. So with a side plank, we've got a few options. Do I want to be on the elbow? Do I want to be on the hand? Either way, trying to keep a nice straight line. So of course, once I've done 30 seconds on one side, we switch over and do 30 seconds on the other side. And that is our extra sauce finisher for workout 28.